The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Arky for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
No, I'm saying like we just old school boxing fans. Like we speak about HBO with respect. Yeah, you know, they had its flaws. They did a lot of fuck shit. Yeah, you know, they was on some bullshit sometime. But every company is like that. Every network is like that. But back then, the good just outweighed the bad. But over years, over the time, it just the bad started outweighing the good, and here we are, you know, reminiscing about yesterday with HBO.
Right. Yeah, and it's like now, where does this now? Because like I said, HBO has been the face of professional boxing, especially commercial professional boxing, for so long. Now, the replacements, obviously, we touch on Showtime. Showtime has the roster, but they don't have what we call the boxing guys, because like I said, because they've dropped the ball so many times in the fights. Like they have too many inactive fighters. They have too many fighters getting into random fuckery. You know, they don't get marketed. They don't have any of the segments that HBO used to have or the production values.
Nope.
All they do is just have a big ass roster, and most of them aren't doing shit. So, like I said, you can't say that they're taking over anything. And then you have ESPN, who does not have the roster that Showtime has. However, they've done more with less. Because ESPN will throw money at fighters, but the thing is with ESPN is, like I said, I think it's mostly with Top Rank that they're fucking with. And in this year alone, they've had at least four. They have 4 legit Fight of the Year candidates, with a quarter of the roster that Showtime has. You know,
Oscar Valdez and damn, what's that one guy that came in overweight?
It's Scott Quigg. I mean, that's probably the best fight that's aired on ESPN. I mean, fight wise, and then you have Dog Bay Magdaleno. You have Lenny Z and Saucedo. Who saw that shit? Who saw that fucking shit coming?
Another great fight. The damn Jose Ramirez fight was damn good the other day.
Right. Even Lomachenko and Linares, that was a good ass fight.
That was a good ass shit. We saw Pacquiao get a fucking knockout.
Yeah.
It's being delivered, bro.
Yeah, and even the 130 with Christopher Diaz and the Japanese fighter Ito, man, that was on ESPN Plus. And I think I forgot what it was shown against some other card on Showtime, and even they delivered the Fight of the Year candidate, but ESPN Plus too. Like ESPN is doing it in boxing, legitimately doing it.
It really looked like what was the best fight we got out of Showtime? Just really had Lara and Hurd as the best fight this year, right?
Right, and then I mean by far the best fight this year. Like I said, until Triple G Canelo 2, Lara versus Hurd was the best fight because it was legitimate.
I still think it's the better fight, and you know why? Because you ain't have no fuckery with the decision.
Yeah. In that way, I will agree.
That goes a long way into a fight being great or just very good. When the right guy wins, and everybody at home is like, okay, yeah. I mean, he did get that knockdown. Yeah, you know, he brought it to him. Fucking A. Yeah, this fight was dope. Like, you ain't had that with Canelo Triple G, so that's why I gotta put her and Lara above that. I even would say fucking the Chisora Takum.
Yeah, but yeah, and that's the best other thing, because now boxing is so widespread. You get unexpected Fight of the Years from a lot of different places.
Yes.
Like from the World Boxing Super Series, the 2 semifinals were all Fight of the Years. Yeah, Takam and Chisora, an unexpected Fight of the Year. You know, and to me that was a better heavyweight fight than watching Wilder and Ortiz. Because Wilder.
Honestly, it was. The thing is, the reason why Wilder Ortiz was good in a different way. It was an intense good, but it's not one of those fights where you're going to put it in, you know, you're going to watch this fight over and over. It wasn't that type of fight. And I feel like it was one of those fights where it's great live because the way shit was going on, but Povetkin Joshua was probably a better fight.
Yeah, and then that was
then that knockout was like, oh my god, like.
Yeah, it's like, god damn, Femi just sent Povetkin to the bushes. Which brings us to our newest player in the game, the Zone. The Zone right now is working with Matchroom Boxing. They're trying to on the over the seas. Trying to get more visibility for the English fighters, and also trying to build an American roster. Right now, the Zones, in terms of any fighter their potential, I would say it's not really on their actual card yet, like the Matchroom boxing cards, like the one that we'll probably talk about later on, the one with Jesse Vargas and Delorme, or even Saunders and Andre. It's more or less because they signed on the World Boxing Super Series, which, of course, if you follow that, 118 and 140 in particular, there's a high potential of possible fight of the year candidates going on, and I think that is that right now in the early stages of the Zone, that is their biggest strength. So now you have new players in the game. One of these three will probably, may become the new face of mainstream boxing, or it could be that if Peter Nelson is ousted at some point because of incompetence, HBO may make a comeback. Because I know they said they were open for one-off deals, but I can see down the line HBO possibly making another comeback to boxing. I don't know about you, LB. I just think 45 years.
But I think it's going to take more than that. Like, it's definitely possible, but I think they're not going to really notice how much boxing meant to HBO until next year. Give it about a good year.
Mm-hmm.
All these other players stepping up. I think HBO really going to notice, like, damn, we could have had some of this, because people, every time I look around, when I hear about this whole HBO canceling boxing, everybody and their mom is up here talking about, well, shit, I'm gonna cancel HBO. Because let's be honest, like, HBO, as far as a movie channel, is not really the best. Like, shit, Starz to me puts out better movies than HBO. HBO may have a few blockbusters, but for the most part, even their on-demand selection, like HBO documentaries and TV series and boxing, it ran those little niche things that really made it what it was. Like, if we talking about movies, shit, Cinemax be having better movies. Ain't that's the same fucking company?
Right. Yeah.
Put boxing on Starz and keep boxing on Showtime, and shit, because Showtime got original programming.
Right.
It was just HBO's little brother in the fucking shadows. Now imagine it keeps boxing, man. Don't let another network just step up. But then you gotta keep in mind the Heyman deal with Fox next year.
Right. Yeah. And so Fox may become a player, and depending, of course, if what we alluded to with Showtime.
We had some decent fucking matchups. If we're not getting Peter Quillen, Jalen Love as a fucking co-event, co-main event.
Because it was those actions that, it was those actions that was the reason why Spike, now the Paramount Network, I believe, doesn't air boxing anymore, even though that channel had the best iteration of PBC.
Yeah, which is sad, but that's the thing. That's why when you're doing something as a company, you got to go hard in every aspect. You can't just focus on one thing and let others, fall behind. In essence, that's what HBO was doing. And
Exactly.
I don't want to see PBC do that, because PBC is really promising. They pay their fighters good money. That's the biggest thing. But it's like, I'm a boxing fan too, and I want to see the best fights. I want to see these boxers that I admire and I respect their craft and skill. I want to see them get elevated to the positions in the sport that they deserve to be in. You know, let's see these big marquee fights every month. Remember with Showtime with they had a fight on the first of every month, the first Saturday. That was one of their promos for like a couple years.
Right.
I mean, we need to start getting back to like building up fights, man. Like you remember the building up of Zab and Costa Zoo? You had all these other fights in the welterweight division, and you was showcasing Zab and Costa Zoo until finally they were the last two guys remaining, and then you had the fight. One of the biggest fights at the time, and it was just regular Showtime.
Exactly. It seems like, and like I said, but it seems like when that was happening, there was actual boxing people in the organization, and this is where I believe it does not happen. I don't believe there's not enough boxing people in Showtime. There's business people.
And I agree with you. You can just see certain moves. I honestly don't think it's a lot of boxing people that's in these companies. Like you can just see it. Like
right, yeah, and
the matchups we get.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, because some of these matchups you get, I mean, like I said, the PBC cast, when we talk about it, believe me, trust me, I will talk about this in full detail about this sort of thing that's been going on for the last couple of years. But yeah, it's mind-boggling how far removed some of these companies are from boxing. Like they know boxing, people watch it. But it's like they don't know what to do with it. And like I said, Showtime, like I said, the only thing that's keeping it afloat is they have a roster. HBO burnt a lot of bridges on top of cutting budgets and taking their attention away from it to actually build it, and they got lazy.
And not having a passion for it. Like, and people notice things, you know, let's say you trying to collab with anybody. And if you don't feel like you could be passionate about it and you're going at it 100%, but if you're not getting that 100% back and it's a dry approach, you're not feeling compelled. Your heart's not compelled to do business with those people.
Right.
And I know HBO was rubbing a lot of people wrong, so it is what it is, man. But you know what? I like to, before we close everything out, I like to ask you, like, in a reflecting way, name a couple of your favorite HBO moments. Yeah, it could be a fight, it could be a one-liner, anything, because, we some old boxing heads. But
I mean, one of the things about HBO that I've always found that they did this more often than not is they can have fights that on paper that are not interesting, or you're like, why? And the best example I'll put of that one would be the Timothy Bradley Ruslan Provodnikov card. That card I was not anticipating that fight. I didn't care about the fight. In my mind, I was just waiting until Brandon Rios and Mike Alvarado 2 came around, because I think this was 2013. This is when fights were being canceled or postponed. And the first 3 months of the first 2 months of the year were just absolutely dry. And then I was so starved. And in hindsight too, it's like I'd rather take the low year of 2013 than any of this shit that's been going on the last couple of years, And then we got and I think the opener was Jesse Vargas versus Wale Omotoso. And that was, like I said, it was a doubleheader of fights. I just didn't, on paper, I was just like,
struggle header.
Yeah, it was a doubleheader. Instead, Vargas and Omotoso actually went to war. It wasn't a fight of the year, but it was a damn good fight considering all the people involved. And then you have Bradley Provodnikov in a fight where I was expecting a boring decision, because you and I are not fans of Tim Bradley. We got an absolute war that no one expected. I mean, no one. Like, there was none of the forums that talk about expecting.
I thought we would have a good competitive fight for Bradley Provodnikov, because when Provodnikov was on ESPN, he was just, it's like no one really just got away from him. It's like he put hands on everybody, and I'm just looking at it like, man, after Bradley took all them Pacquiao fades, I don't think he's gonna be 100%. I don't think he's gonna be lights out after getting dominated like that. And And shit, rest is history, nigga. That's a great memory. Like,
and I was just like, you know, because I mean, I don't watch Timothy Bradley fights over and over again. I think once I got my download, I was watching that shit every day for like a couple of weeks, man, because the shit was so nuts, and that's what I loved about HBO. HBO used to like the fight, the cards where it was just real unexpected. You know, you just never know. You just never know who's gonna become a star. Like Ricardo Mayorga, he broke it on HBO, didn't he?
Yo, and it's funny you say Ricardo Mayorga because he was gonna be one of my fondest memories. You know, when just looking back at HBO. Mm-hmm. I think, and like you said, this is a random card. I think it was Sugar Shane Mosley going against Raul Marquez.
Yeah.
154. That's the first time I think Mosley was going up there. And it was Ricardo Mayorga and Andrew Six Heads Lewis on the undercard.
Yeah, and yeah, rest in peace, Six Heads.
You know where I'll go with this, my nigga.
Yeah.
Mayorga, you know, I think it was a rematch actually with Six Heads. So Mayorga got a quick early knockout, beat his ass, stopped him. And Larry Merchant says, and if you knew boxing, Andrew Six Heads, he got his nickname from hitting the guy so hard. The guy said, you know, he saw 6 of them. And Larry Merchant brought that up during the fight. And after the fight, he was like, 6 heads, but that one had a good chin. Bro. And that's the thing about HBO. Like, I thought when like Larry Merchant retired, it's like you didn't get that in boxing no more. Like that died. Yeah. I mean, Tarver to me was like the closest personality to Larry Merchant. Not necessarily him, but you know how Tarver, great personality, give it to you real. He had a joke sometime, but he really analyzed shit. Plus, he a championship boxer, so
right.
You know, you got all that from him. But anyways, back to HBO. Sometimes the commentary was so dope, it'd be better than the fucking fight itself.
Right.
They give you classics. Another one. Fernando Vargas against I think Fritz Vanderpool.
Oh, that's old school right there.
Oh man, and Larry Merchant was talking about how, you know, his nickname was Fritz the Whip for his right hand. His right hand was like a whip. But during the fight, he's landing them fades on Vargas, and Vargas just eating them. And Merchant was like, Fritz the Whip, the right hand lands more like a handkerchief. Bro. I mean, honestly, boxing got too PC now. I don't think no one can get away with saying shit like that now. Like,
yeah, no, you can't. Because everyone's sensitive.
Crazy,
politics might come into play. All types of wild shit, man.
I mean, look at what Broner with the can man. Like, look how they tried to get on him, and yeah. I understood where he was going with that and shit. That's marketing, that's promo shit. But it just, you know, we just pouring out that liquor right now. You know, R.I.P. HBO. All the times when George Foreman and Roy Jones used to check Merchant and tell him, "Hey, man, you ain't never boxed, so you know, slow your roll on the fuck what you talking about right now."
Right, you know,
all the moments.
Yeah, all the moments. You know, of course, you know, all the legendary night moments. You know, watching Bo Galata play out. You know, that's, you know, shit like that. Like all the heavyweight fights that they. It was. Yeah, man. It's just a hard blow. As
all the moments when Emmanuel Stewart would forget he's commentating and be like, "Oh God."
Oh my God! OT fun, man. He was killing me. He was talking about some random shit with Eminem, I believe, and then all of a sudden, you know, I think Berto and Ortiz start landing them face on each other. It's like, oh my God!
Another one where he was wilding out on was James Toney and Vasily Jarrah.
Yeah. Or the one. Or where Calvin Brock knocked out what's his name? shit. Why am I forgetting his name now? Of all things, why can't I remember this motherfucker's name? Because he got the knockout of the year. I'm so pissed at myself right now.
Calvin Brock?
Yeah, man, Calvin Brock, man.
The boxing banker.
Zuri Lawrence, there we go. When he knocked out Zuri Lawrence, and this motherfucker was like beautiful. Like it was like out of nowhere. You know, Emmanuel Stewart. You know, it was like because he knocked out Zuri Lawrence with that crazy ass left hook, and he was like, "Oh, that's beautiful." And he was going
head wobble like, God, dog. Yeah, that was a brutal. Yo, y'all Google that shit. That was a brutal fucking knockout.
Yeah. You know,
Calvin Brock versus Zuri Lawrence.
Yeah. See, that's another name, you know, from the archives.
Might have to put that shit up on the Instagram tonight or something. Word.
Actually, yeah, I might. I mean, Zuri, is a pretty durable guy, but I've never seen anyone get KO'd like how he got KO'd. I mean, he got KO'd bad. You know, man. Big as he is.
Man. HBO, it's a lot of memories, man. Like, and you know, you only got ain't too many niggas like me and Pat right now that just could take you back to that shit, man. The random fucking fights we just giving y'all right now, like. Remember the night of the heavyweights they would do?
With fucking with Jamil McCline and all them, or
yeah,
they had a whole bunch of them.
Touch of Sleep, like this HBO.
Yeah, Touch of Sleep, Joe Macy, fucking who's another one? Joe Macy, Jarrett when he actually went to heavyweight. There's a whole bunch of them. I know. Vlad was part of those. Or not, he wasn't part of those, but he was actually one of the fighters on there. Yeah, there was a whole bunch. There was a whole bunch of just random ass heavyweights that they used to fight on HBO.
If y'all listening, y'all got y'all work cut out for y'all. Like, I don't even know who could really step it up the most. I think it's between PBC and ESPN right now, though.
Right.
And I'm not even really saying PBC Showtime. Like, if they do the Fox right, if they do the Fox deal right, and give us more Thurman and Swift type of fights,
and make sure the Charlos are fighting. Fucking Tank is not out there. You know,
get back to having great co-main events. Remember that year when PBC first came out? It's like all the damn co-main events were fucking lit, bruh. And then somehow they lost their way with that shit.
Yeah, because they reverted back to the form. Like, they did that for like a little bit, and then they reverted back to 2014 form. And like I said, that's something that I will talk about more on the PBC cast. But yeah, they did it for a little bit, and then they regressed on purpose.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just like, yeah, but it's gonna be one of them. I would say now, PBC Showtime. They really want to be big dogs now. This is, this 2019 is gonna be it's do or die time. They want to become synonymous with American boxing, mainstream boxing. They have the roster. They know what they have to do. They need to do it. You know, there's no excuses. There's no excuses now. ESPN
got that juice now. You got that juice now. It's your turn. That's all it is, man. You right.
Yeah.
They got the roster. Y'all got the budget. Let's make it happen. Like,
exactly. No more excuses. Make the fights that the fans want to see. The hardcore fans. The casual fans, all that shit, man. Make them goddamn fights, you know, and get fun, because it would be sad if HBO does come back and they're coming back to find out there's really not much competition for them to come back to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So if y'all got HBO out the game, you know, keep them out the game. You know, just keep flooding the block with the dope product. You know what I mean? Like, make it to where HBO don't even want to come back. Like, damn, it's not a good idea, man.
Right.
Okay, Saturday, Friday night, ESPN and Showtime killing it.
Exactly.
Because if HBO comes back, they shouldn't be able to come back and make the biggest fucking fight in boxing.
Right.
And that's my whole point, because HBO could put sometimes some bullshit together and these niggas give you a classic fight. They don't always get it right, but Prime HBO would just have, like we said, you know, Mickey Ward and Toro Gotti, you know, R.I.P. And they'll have it on the same night of your, you know, skillful boxing. where you have your, you know, fundamental champion, you know, fighting a top legit contender.
Mm-hmm.
That's like for every damn Timothy Bradley and Pavadika fight, you know, we had a Timothy Bradley Devin Alexander fight.
Right.
That's just how the game works, man. You know, you be in it long enough, shit happens like that. But the thing is, you gotta just improve off your mistakes, learn, and keep going. HBO stop caring. This is a result of not caring. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you raising a kid. You know what I mean? You know, you stop giving a fuck what he eating, what he doing at school and shit. You know what I mean? You let him watch whatever the fuck he want to watch. You know, when that kid grow to be a fuck up, I mean, you see why.
Mm-hmm.
We all raised the fuck up. You know, they stopped caring. And here we are talking about, damn, man, R.I.P. is so hard.
To say goodbye to yesterday. Da, 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 da.
Oh, man. Hey, Jim.
You know, I'm gonna miss a couple days. I gotta tell you, Jim, I have him up two rounds to one. So and so. There we go. I mean, all the fucking sound bites and shit like that. You know, man, that's
classic, man.
Classic, man. But yeah,
Max Kellerman hard ass questions at the end of fights. Like, you took a hellacious fight, man. Great performance, but what's next in line right now? Him forcing Joshua to say Wilder name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I'm gonna miss all that shit, bro. I'm gonna miss all that shit.
Yeah, man. HBO Boxing. It was nice to know you.
Yeah, man. Peace. Yeah, HBO Boxing. It was good while it lasted. Nothing lasts forever though. Right.
So yeah, man, that was our segment on HBO Boxing. And of course, we hope you enjoy all that. And like I said, if you agree, if you don't disagree, we like to, we'd love to hear your feedback on it. So I'm saying,
keep it real. Keep it real though.
Right.
'Cause we keep it real.
Right. Don't be on some Homer shit. If you're telling me that fucking Showtime alone knocked HBO out of there, I'm just probably gonna ignore you or maybe even block you. Because
I'm gonna break it down real quick like this. If you're not doing everything in your relationship to keep your husband or your wife happy, the fine-looking bitches across the street got nothing to do with you fucking up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's HBO and Showtime.
Exactly.
Showtime ain't got nothing to do with them stopping caring about boxing.
Mm-hmm. Boxing is never ending fuckery. Shit doesn't stop. So yeah, like I said, that was our segment. I'm your host, Patscorpio, the New England representative. My man LB Shutterworth da Gawd, the GOAT artist, Soul Wars. I should let him do. I should let him say it, because it sounds more epic when he says it.
Nah, you good. You doing it justice, my nigga. Soul Wars, Shutterworth. Soul Wars issue 4 complete up on the site. Y'all check that out. RingGangRadio.com coming soon. Exactly. It is what it is, man.
You know what I'm saying? We are on iTunes and Podomatic, and we say we just, we trying to be out there, man. So yeah, support, subscribe, whatever, man. Let us know if let us know if you feel what we doing and we saying, So yeah, so it was a good segment. So we out of here. Peace.
Peace.